All right, I brought Egyptian Gods Oracle cards today. We're going to do some cards and we're going to talk about the energies. Just give me 1 minute while I find the video and get it set up and share it out. If you're just finding me, take a second to go ahead and say hi, connect with the energies, leave a comment, especially if you're trying to get cards and things like that. Let's see. I can't find the video. My page is being weird. Make sure you're leaving a comment though. Make sure you guys are sharing this out then. My page is being a little weird. It's not pulling up the video. As long as I can find it to do the comments, here it is. All right, make sure you guys are hitting the share button and sharing this out, especially if you're trying to get cards and things like that. I did these cards the other day. They were pretty good on video, so I brought them back. We're gonna do Egypt God cards. All right, make sure you guys are hitting the share button. I'll let you guys do that so we can get started. So we have a powerful shift we're going to talk about today. I've been posting about it already. Mercury has shifted into Libra, and this is perfect because not yet. We're getting ready for Libra season and the equinox, which will actually be Monday. We have our solar eclipse, which is Sunday, and this will complete, not fully complete it because we're still in the energies of the eclipse, but we're going to come out of that eclipse corridor gateway, which is really that space in between that we've been in, that awkward space in between eclipses. We're still going to be feeling the effects, and we do for a while, and you guys are definitely feeling the eclipses and the effects of them. They should be giving you more clarity and showing you things on a deeper level, but you know, they can do funny things energetically. So we'll move out of that gateway, as I call it, and we have that happen Sunday. And then of course the next day, which is powerful because the equinox energies are very strong on their own, let alone with the eclipse, right? So back to back, we have that eclipse and of course that shift into Libra season and the equinox, which brings really, really strong energies. And I feel today's shift of Mercury into Libra is to really help us with those Libra season themes that we're going to be moving through and working through this Libra season. And so that shift of now Mercury is in Libra until October 6th. This is powerful because when we deal with Libra energy, it tends to highlight karmic connections. Yes, this could be romantic, but it could be other ones too. And it's helping us to take back our power in so many different ways and to be mindful of some of these connections. If you're in them, may come up for review. Sometimes there's more to be learned with certain people. Maybe you guys feel certain contracts are complete in your life and you're ready to move forward or move on. It just kind of depends on how this pertains to you or relates to you and your situation. But it's really beneficial for helping us to heal certain things. Now, when we deal with Mercury energy, you guys already know, sometimes this can bring up things that are unresolved from our past. And this could be just within yourself and your own healing. And kind of, I always say to pay attention to where your mind goes and what comes up at different times. Because you know, sometimes you're replaying past things because you need to heal more of it. Or it could be actual people reappearing from your past and like finding you. It depends. So if you have unfinished business, unhealed wounds, things that you need to heal, don't be surprised if some of these themes are coming up. Now, Libra is very, very beneficial for helping us to clear our karma and balance things on a karmic level more, but also within our connections and heal our connections and relationship dynamics. So we have a lot of these themes that are coming up now and will be coming up as we're moving through Libra season, meant to help heal you. So when we deal with the Mercury energy, it's all things communication. In Libra, all things relationships coming up, which is kind of helping us to kind of get in gear for Libra season. This eclipse is going to continue to play out whatever's been coming up for you this eclipse season. Just kind of depends. We have a lot of the same themes that are coming up, but amazing for as we're moving into Libra season, helping us to find more balance. It's always represented by the karmic scales and balancing things, whether karmic or even our own energy, and clearing. We're doing a huge clearing of imbalances, blocks, whatever it is that's been zapping our energy. These themes are going to continue to come up. Okay, we're gonna do cards, and I haven't been doing enough of them, but that's why I came here. We're doing Egypt God Oracle cards. If you guys do need me, you already know where to book me, right? On my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I'm an energy healer. I have a ton of really amazing healings, clearings, and activations for you. I love to help you guys navigate these energies and move through them, but also to use them for our highest good. So I have tons of healings and things on my website for you. I do psychic and medium readings, and I teach classes like Reiki and Sakan. And if you need me anytime, you just book me on there and I'm gonna find you immediately. So you know where to find me, especially if you haven't been able to find me lately, right? Just book on my site. I have everything on my site going on, and you guys can always do anything on my website all of the time anyways. I'm going to be putting up, I didn't put up my eclipse stuff, I'm putting that up tomorrow, but I have stuff for the next couple of days up there, and then I'm going to be putting up my eclipse and equinox stuff tomorrow morning if you guys are looking for it. I always do everything in waves on my website that we're kind of moving through, so we're at the tail end of a wave that will end on the 20th right now, kind of navigating the energies, and then we start a new, we'll call it a new cycle or a new wave for that eclipse. Okay, we're doing Egypt God Oracle cards. Make sure you guys have shared this out and left a comment. If you guys are able to sign up and be a supporter or send PayPal donations or stars, please do. It helps to keep this page going. Awesome way you can help with this page or give something back if you're getting something out of it. So if you're sending stars, I'm going to try to give you a psychic shout out, and I always need them. You can send them just because. Okay, Egypt Gods Oracle cards, some of my favorite. See, Angela D, Amun Ra Creation. So, okay, this isn't the best space for manifesting, but we're always manifesting. We don't stop. We might think we stop. Even if you take a holiday, you're taking a break, you're not focused on it. We're always creating everything as we go. Now with eclipses, they tend to be a space of reflection. Like you might think things are not moving, or things are playing out in a way unexpected or like you didn't expect. And this is where I always talk about destiny coming in. So we always have these themes or these undertones in our life. Yes, we have karmic undertones coming up this Libra season. We talked about that. But we also have fated and destined undertones to our life. This is like certain events, experiences, people we will meet, and things playing out that come up. And so when we talk about eclipses, we're dealing with very destined energy. So if you're off course, we call that out of alignment. If you've been out of alignment, the universe tries to help get you into alignment with your path, like with the external as well too. Or it might be showing you certain things about your life, whether this is like imbalances, ways you're out of alignment, ways you need to heal more, but it's here to help keep you on track. And then when we deal with that, it's kind of like things might feel like they're not moving when it comes to the manifestation realm, but they always are. We're always manifesting. We're always creating as we go with our thoughts. And some people are very, okay, I'm going to put out my intentions, right? and manifest. And I have a manifesting book, and I visualize, and I'm doing manifestation work, and I'm taking care of my thoughts, and I'm doing the inner work. And some people, maybe not so much. We know that, but they're still manifesting too. It doesn't matter how involved we are. We're always putting out thoughts, ideas, and intentions out there, whether we're aware of that or not. Now, as we're doing this awakening work and doing this ascension work, we're becoming more aware. I have so many people I talk to of like, suddenly I'm seeing things more clearly. I'm understanding things. I'm seeing myself and other people more clearly, and I'm becoming more aware. And this helps us so much with manifesting the life that we want and doing a better job with it too. And so the biggest thing that you will ever work on manifesting is just your life in general and where you're going. You always decide the direction you're headed. Yes, external things can knock into us and the universe can kind of try to nudge us along in certain ways, but you're always deciding what direction you're going in next based on your thoughts, what you're focusing on, what you're putting out there, and the intentions that you're putting out. Now, I love it because sometimes when we go through these, the energy may feel, it's not really slow, but when it comes to the manifestations, it might feel a little slow right now. I always think it has to play catch up and things begin to move really, really fast. So as we're going into, I'll just say next week loosely, the end of this weekend and next week's, the beginning of next week's energy with the equinox, things are going to start to move very, very fast when it comes to your manifestations. This could be your dreams, your visions, your goals, things really happening and things really aligning. For this person, third eye work, really working on what it is that you're manifesting, and more importantly, what it is you're manifesting moving forward. I see David Curtin. Hape, renewal, and make sure that you're doing things. And I love the art on this. I might put them up a little closer. Right? I'm obsessed with it, right? I love the art on these cards. Really taking care of yourself energetically. I love this because it's my snake or serpent, and we're literally going through these cycles, and it's the 9-year of the snake and things like that too. We're shedding a lot of, and this is deep internal work on the planet being done. We're stripping away a lot of things that are no longer working, no longer aligned, and just on the energy level within ourselves. And this could be my favorite, past versions of ourselves, patterns, you know, things that as we're moving forward, and we're really getting to the core of who we were always meant to be past all that programming we picked up and all of this stuff. And so make sure you're doing things that are good for your energy and that you're taking care of your energy. And this will really, really help you shifting into that new version of yourself, because that's what it's all about. This is kind of a new cycle, a new beginning coming into your life, but it's also, you are the catalyst for that. With really working on your own healing, you're becoming that, I want to say, new, better version of yourself, that next version of yourself. So do things to take care of yourself, take care of your energy, and it's propelling you or opening up new cycles, new opportunities, and even new situations in your life that are much more aligned with, you know, who you're becoming and where you're headed, where you're going. We're going to do Kika. Good morning. Seth, resentment. Okay, letting go of past grievances. We've all had a lot happen, right? Like a lot. And we're healing it. Usually you don't always do this healing work in every lifetime. It doesn't always play out like this, but in our time, we're being guided to let go of anything in a karmic sense. This could be past hurts, past wounds, past situations, things that may have just not gone very great. Whatever it is from your past that's still coming up and needs your love, healing, and attention to release and let go of it. Sometimes we think that we've healed everything until it could be a current situation triggering, I always say, sometimes the same old wounds, or you know, bringing up old things. Life has a funny way of doing that with us in different cycles that we're going through, or even just, you know, needing to, and I was talking about this on my last video I just did, overall healing. And we're needing to kind of continue to just heal ourselves, do that energy work, continuing to raise our vibrational frequency and kind of healing ourselves. But this is a card very connected with letting go of old and past energies. And when you're doing that, you're letting go of past cycles. So we talked about Libra season, and don't take this the wrong way, any Libras, right? Yes, it's planet of love, but it's karmic season too, right? And we know that about the eclipses, that they can bring up old stuff or things that need our attention, things we might need to see on a deeper level, but you're getting a lot of clarity. And this could be letting go of like old karmic wounds, things you've already been through, especially if they're still affecting you energetically in the now. This is just a little friendly reminder to let go of your past completely, right? And sometimes it's, I know, easier said than done, just to focus on where you're at now, where this journey has brought you, and more importantly, where you want to go. But anything unhealed from the past tends to sometimes be triggered to the surface, and maybe not all at once, it could be, but in waves, or, you know, familiarity, wounds, whatever it is that we still need to resolve energetically too. So you might have a little bit of your past trying to pop up, but like this could be like people literally in your life, but most likely it's usually things just within yourself that you're still kind of, we'll say, processing. The reason why I feel our past comes up a lot to process with awakening is because we have new, and we always are going to have new higher levels of awareness. So sometimes we're revisiting things with that level of awareness to integrate lessons. So one thing, you went through some lessons, we know that, and maybe we're a little asleep for some of them, but as you bring them back up, you can get more out of it. Like you've already been through certain things, but maybe seeing them from a higher view, integrating more knowledge out of it, or understanding more of it. So like you could have had something happen many years ago, and suddenly you've been in the same situation, or it's been familiar, or your current situation re-triggered that to the surface, and you're kind of looking at it from a higher view and getting more out of those lessons. So you can always integrate and even reintegrate past lessons. If they're coming up though, pay attention, because it's something you need to kind of see, or you're trying to just get more out of it, or maybe you're seeing more of the bigger picture of your life for things that are coming up. So if you have old memories surfacing or old things coming up, just healing more in those areas. We're going to do Patrick Lewis. So fruitfulness, and I think it's very important too that we are, through our healing journey, we're being guided that we can bring so much into our awareness. This is like my little blossoming and blooming energy. You're being guided to really, really fill yourself energetically full of love, healing, and good intentions, and you're going to see amazing things happen. And I mean, outside of yourself in your life, we talk about focusing on your manifestations, and it's like a little seed that you plant, and it's going to grow into that fruit tree, right? Abundance, good things, anything that you're trying to manifest is going to literally materialize into that. But sometimes it doesn't always start with these bigger manifestations. It starts with our thoughts, intentions, and we're kind of planting and putting out there, much like gardening, right? You're being guided to tend to your garden and the seeds that you're planting, knowing that they're going to grow. So we don't just get the fruit tree if we're planting it. We usually plant some type of little seed and it grows into the fruit tree. No different with your manifestations. And sometimes you have to take care with them. And that comes back to, you know, your mind really is that garden. And if it's full of negativity, weeds, right? Not much is happening, great. And so we're being guided to do the inner work, to tend to our garden and what we're thinking about all day, what we're putting out there, knowing that the more that we're doing this inner work, it's going to manifest into positive manifestations, abundance, good stuff, right? Whatever it is that you're manifesting. So take care with doing the inner work. It comes back in amazing, rewarding ways. Tend to those little manifestation seeds for this person and what you're planting. And one more layer. I love the equinoxes and the solstices because it's like a little bit like being in this school and we start a new semester. And it's like right now you might feel a little under pressure to wrap up things from the last cycle, which is literally we have the year divided into 4. And so as we're wrapping up everything, it's a little bit like midterm week, right? We're doing finals. And it's wrapping up the old, but when we go into either, you know, the equinox or the solstices, it really kicks off a new cycle. And you know that you're going to be feeling that as we're going into it. And you have all of that fresh energy and new energy coming into your life with what you're manifesting, what you're doing moving forward too. So good time for what you want to do in that space. Let's do Tracy May. Neath, perseverance. All right, so it's actually our own, this is the karmic wheel that we're talking about. It's our own actions and things that we do that really set into motion everything in our life. So this is this is a Mars energy kind of card of like making things happen. I always talk about and getting motivated about anything. It could be a project, a job, something you're passionate about, a mission, you know, anything in your life. And this is like making things happen energy. So this is like clearing stagnant, stuck energy and getting motivated about anything. And when we can stay excited and motivated, we feel really, really good. Sometimes we go through the motions a lot around here. We're like, oh yeah, I gotta go do this. I'm obligated to go do this. And we can lose our passion. So this card is all about reigniting your passion and getting excited about anything. And it doesn't have to be work-based at all, but it's putting in the work. It could be a new hobby, trying something new. It could be like something you always wanted to try and you never did here on earth, like anything. It could be like a cooking class, you know, a hobby, you know, going to a new place, adventure, anything that will really, really light you up and bring some positive new energy into your life. But it's also getting motivated and making things happen, because this is how we set things into motion, whether energetically, you know, bringing the spark back into our own energy and energy field, or just making things happen. This is like my kind of putting the working card. This could be on yourself and just bringing positive energy into your life, or maybe even it could be job related, like, you know, setting things into motion and make sure that you're showing up for yourself. So I found with manifestation, putting the work in is important too, doing the inner work we talk about, but also in the physical to make things happen. And I feel that about everything. Like you want a connection, go talk to them. Like you you want that. You want to make some money. Oh God, you got to go to work. You know, you have to make things happen, jokes aside here in the physical, and go after what you want and to get passionate about it. And sometimes everything doesn't happen at once. It's like the little steps that you're taking towards your goals to stay motivated. And so maybe just needing to get the spark back. Sometimes we can love a project or a hobby and get sick of it. Or like, okay, I've been doing this a lot, or I've done this a million times now. And it's all about like bringing new energy into our life. But if your guides are guiding you towards taking steps or making things happen, pay attention to that during this time. It might help to really, you know, lift your energy up. So sometimes we can get kind of sick of one path and it can start to drag us down. Really, really, like, this is my pivot and changing direction card. If you're being guided to change directions on a project, it could be you've been at the same job 100 years and you're staying there, but it's like maybe doing something new with it too. And so that can help us to bring new energy into it. If you're being guided to take a different path, different direction, or just to try new things, really stay open to that. Let's do Jackie. Exploration. There's so much to do here on planet Earth. So when you were watching from the other side before you became this person in this lifetime, you were like, ooh, you made your life plan with lots of provisions. I was talking a lot about this, like things that may or may not happen, provisions, like every time an opportunity knocked at your door, that was a very real opportunity. Most likely some of them you might have passed by and said, I'm good. I don't want to, you know, it could have been like your friend asking you to go kayaking. And, you know, on that day you were like, I don't feel like it. But you had all of these ideas and plans that you put in there. Here in the physical, you can choose to do some of these opportunities, or you're like, I'm good. Like, right? But when you came to Earth, you made sure that life plan was action-packed, full of possibilities, whether it was like going on a hot air balloon ride, going skydiving, going scuba diving. Like you made sure to put lots of potentials in there, because Earth was such a fun place that you were viewing from the other side, especially for those of you guys that are starseeds and you really wanted to come to this place. This is very like Lyra and have fun and explore the planet kind of energy, and look at it as a fun adventure, your entire life here, your entire path that you're walking. And yes, there will be highs and lows, but there was also this, you know, need to kind of see different places to explore. This is my like adventurer, very fire sign kind of energy. And yeah, it could be like going on a trip, but it doesn't have to be. Like, it could be in your everyday life, like we talked about, trying new things, making the most of Earth, and like seeing everything it has to offer. Like, I always love Earth because you can completely do, I'm pretty sure, anything you ever wanted to on this planet. I'm sure it exists somewhere, and even if it doesn't, you can dream it up. like there's just so much. Like you can go find many different adventures, things to do, places to visit, and kind of, you know, things you wanted to do. This is my bucket list kind of energy, and like making sure that you're living life to the fullest. If you have a bucket list and you've always wanted to go somewhere and you just never went, don't let these moments pass you by. Make sure you're making the most of your life here on Earth. And yes, it could be going somewhere, but it could be just trying something new, going on an adventure. You always secretly wanted to go underwater scuba diving, or, you know, whatever it is, you wanted to go try a sailboat ride. Make sure you're going and kind of living life to the fullest potential and kind of getting out of your box, we'll say. Now, ego loves to keep us in the same little boxes. And I know, because it's comfort zone. We call it the comfort zone. And in order to go try this new stuff, you got to get out of your comfort zone. And sometimes we get stagnant in the comfort zone. It's like the same thing every day or whatever it is. So when we get outside of our comfort zone and try new things, it's going to bring a lot of good energy into your life. I see Krista D. Kunam, resourcefulness. Make sure you're using what you got. You got a pile of lemons I always joke around. You're going to be making lemonade out of it. As they say, you have all the ingredients to the cake. You just maybe haven't fully brought it together or baked it yet, but you got them. Using what you got, it's playing your cards right kind of energy. And I love the cards symbolism. It's kind of like you're playing poker, bad example, but you kind of got to play the cards you've been dealt, right? To the best of your ability. It's using what you have. Sometimes this is also using your gifts, using your abilities, using the resources that you do have, whether it's like money or what you got to work with. It's kind of bringing that all together and kind of doing what you can with that. And I love this message too, because it's literally like if you felt, you know, you got handed the pile of lemons, you got everything you need to make some yummy lemonade kind of energy and bringing that together, because that's what spiritual awakening is all about. It's like healing these pieces and transmuting them and making it more positive, whatever it is too. This could be changing your mindset from the glass is looking pretty empty to it's pretty almost full. So changing your mindset about how you're looking at your life, mindfulness and gratefulness helps us to do that. It helps us to feel good with what we have and where we're at. And they love to program us with lack. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. But it's like actually feeling pretty good. Like if you just stop for a minute, feeling pretty good about where you're at, the work you've put in. And better yet, this helps us to attract more into our life and to bring more. It's like sending a signal to the universe, I'm ready for more. Like, I'm good with where I am. I'm grateful. I'm happy with what I got, but I'm ready for more. You can bring more in too. Sometimes with a negative mindset, we're blocking abundance and more. And when we can stay more positive and being grateful, we can kind of send that signal that, okay, I can handle more, because oftentimes that's what it is. It's like, okay, I can't even handle what I have now. The universe might be kind of hesitant sending them more in, but when we're like, okay, I'm good, I'm aligned, I'm grateful, let's go bigger, the universe will respond to that too. So stay positive. It's going to help open up things and to make you feel better. Okay, Jackie. We're going to do Jackie Q. Canuso. Hermitage, and I love this because I had a cat and I named that. Okay, this is my moon energy card. This is God of the Moon. And here, I love it because not all of them were green, but Canuso was. Okay, this is my moon energy card, and we're still kind of feeling, suddenly with the eclipses, we're feeling just how powerful the sun and moon and the energies are propelling us forward in our life. You're being guided to connect with the mysteries of the universe and the unseen. When we deal with moon energy, it's like the realms of the unconscious, and awakening is to awaken more of these aspects and bring them online and to kind of tap into. And this is like hidden patterns of our life, ourselves, like the great revealer of these energies. Maybe you're being guided to go a little bit deeper within yourself. I say excavating energy, digging a little bit deeper. This could be like into your own healing and your own patterns to bring more awareness and shine a light on different areas that might need it. And it's like, this is like my shining a spotlight or highlighting areas that you need to heal more or transmute more or to understand more within yourself. For this person, working with the energies of the moon is one of the most powerful things that we can do. We either just kind of get thrown around by it and ignore it, but we're feeling it, or we learn how to kind of lean into those energies and make it work for us. And this is the point where we want to be like healing, manifesting, you know, calling in things, setting our intentions, whatever it is you do with these energies. For this person, you're being guided to really work with the cycles of the moon. We're feeling it now as we're kind of getting ready for that new moon. We're feeling a little, the flat energies, and it's going to kind of pick up. And we're always cycling through these different cycles of life. Maybe you're someone very sensitive to the moon energies, or the universe just wants you to kind of tap into more of that moon magic and to find your magic, you know, really working with the cycles of the moon. And the best way to do that, I always say, is just to work with the new moon and the full moon to start. And it can really, really, you know, whether you're just trying to get a recharge, amplify your power, work some magic, right? It's going to help you. I had someone tell me they were very affected by the last eclipse, like they were feeling it. I bet we all were, right? We're feeling it. And that can help us to feel better, right? Working with it too. Instead of having a rough time, we have a better time and things like that. Ashley Moore, good to see you. Okay, we are doing nut. This is my sky goddess energy. Like literally as these things came into creation and was holding up our literal sky, this is understanding. And I love it because with the symbolism, right? You can be looking up to the stars. Many of you guys come from there. So when you're staring, maybe you were like a kid staring into space and looking at the stars, you might have kind of felt like, okay, that's where actually you come from, right? Down here, and you're seeing a different view of it from Earth. You're being guided to connect with astrology, the stars, where you come from in a galactic sense. A lot of you guys are actually having like some type of galactic awakening with your spiritual awakening, where I didn't want to use these words, but you thought you were just a normal human in the 3D already and you weren't that into this stuff. And as the frequencies arise, it's almost like there's some type of homing device calling you and you're awakening, you're integrating all of this higher 5D understanding. I call it the 5D, right? 5D understanding, and like bringing it down to earth, and maybe you're, you know, tapping into your higher self, where you come from, your connection with the stars, your connection with the galactics. You might be getting a lot of downloads or information, because this is like higher understanding. This is cosmic knowledge, spiritual understanding, you know, downloads, wisdom, dreams, things kind of integrating into your physical experience. And it is changing you. It's changing how you see yourself and other people, but also the world, right? And stuff like that. This is like my higher connection, higher understanding kind of card. And it's very much connected with, and I always say the galactics, Lucy, right? The galactics, other planets, where you come from. And so sometimes, yes, it can be being beamed down by actual galactic beings, but a lot of times it's actually coming from our soul. As we're awakening, we're waking up our soul, right? And we're bringing things online, as we say, and kind of integrating that into. So this is my like stars, astrology, galactic wisdom merging here into the physical experience. And I think that's what it's about too, because some of you guys are very much becoming, I say, integrating your higher self into this experience, which might be a lot of galactic stuff and galactic energies. Julie Weeb. Geb, prosperity, connecting with more, I love it, wisdom, abundance, and good things, right? Positive stuff. This is like good things happening, and sometimes it's clearing the negative cycles too. That's very positive for us, right? It doesn't always have to be abundance of money. This is connected with that, but sometimes it's also clearing negative energies and negative cycles so that you're in this state of like peace and bliss and feeling better, but it's bringing more positive things. So this is my like reaping good rewards. Now we're not going to get into that yet, but after the equinox, we're going to do our harvest moon next. We'll do this eclipse first. I won't get into that. And that's one of the best times a year. It's like all of that, all the work you've been doing all summer and for a while coming back in a good way, okay, a positive way. It's a time where we should be like celebrating, connecting with the cycles, connecting with the cycles of nature, and, you know, things coming back, the work that you've done in a good way. This is connecting with, so it could be healing things on a financial level and attracting more positive situations, cycles, energies, but also abundance into your life. So if you've been feeling stress, worry, blocks, normal, planet Earth, right? Like, okay, those things dissolving and healing it so you're feeling better and attracting more positive energy and even abundance into your life. Let's do Marianne. One of my favorite, Sekhmet, justice. And you guys know I am big in the Sekhem. I haven't done the Egyptian cards for a while, but I was really loving them the other day. So one of my favorite goddesses, and this can help to teach us a lot about, I feel these, well, they're more than the archetypes, but they can teach us about archetypes within ourselves and activating different energies and healing different energies. And so this is very connected as we're going into Libra season. And a lot of people have been posting that. They're like, eclipses are very karmic. They can be, because if we have things to heal or resolve, or karma is just simply like unhealed stuff, unfinished business and energies, it can push it to the surface to open the destined energies we talk about in a good way. And I know it gets negative undertones, so this is my balancing of the scales as we're going into Libra season. It's pushing us to find more equilibrium, we could say alignment, right? So if there's things out of balance, yeah, it can come up and kind of, you know, get us back on course, as I always say, or show us things that we need to heal. This is a good time for us to feel really, really good, by the way. Libra is a good sign. It's ruled by, one of the two ruled by planet of love. It can help us to find more balance and inner balance and alignment, and to feel good within ourselves, but within our connections and things like that too. So we're going into a peaceful period with our relationships and feeling good, like in a good way. Lots of positive energies coming at us. But if there are things that are unresolved or unhealed, yeah, they're coming up big time on planet Earth during this time, collectively and individually. There's a lot of shifts and things being stripped away and pulled away if they're no longer serving us. And it's best just to kind of focus on your own healing during this time, and maybe ways that you need to find more balance. This could be how you're giving and receiving energy. It could be with your connections. It could be any imbalances within yourself. When I think of imbalance, I think of areas that you just need to heal and maybe do better or accelerate at. Like if you were to make a list of yourself of like what would you like to see heal? What would you like to do better, right? Sometimes it's areas we want to do better in or need to do better in, or, you know, everyone's not great. I know everyone thinks they are on everything across the board. There might be like things in your life that I could bring a healing to this, things within yourself that you'd like to improve, do better, heal. You know, these kind of areas are being highlighted during this time, not to emphasize lack or to bring more of that out, but to help to heal any like lack, not feeling good, imbalances, insecurity, whatever it is. These things can be coming to the surface, but there is a greater purpose of it, you know, to bring us areas up that we may need to heal. So this is like a balancing kind of energy. If there's areas out of balance in your life, like this could be a lot of people maybe focusing too much on work and not on their, maybe they have a family and they're never there, like bad example, but maybe if they're like workaholic and, you know, their kids are like, hey, right? And maybe needing to you know, focus a little bit more on that and pull back a little bit, or vice versa, you know what I mean? So it's like any areas where maybe you're putting a little bit too much focus on one area of your life and there's other areas you need to kind of, you know, nourish during this time, you know, to find more balance within yourself as a person, because sometimes, you know, all of that can throw us out of balance. These things can be being highlighted during this time, or, you know, vice versa. So just pay attention to any areas also that may need your healing, love, attention energetically, or even in your external reality. And I always love any Venus energy. Libra's ruled by Venus. It helps to bring more love and abundance and good energies. It's like pure goddess energy. And it can really bring a lot of very positive energy. Francisca Faith. Bastet, passion, getting excited about this. We talked about, now this is my favorite because I love the cat. I'm turning into the cat house, right? The cat goddesses and things like that. So when we deal with Bastet, it's a lot of protection energy and bringing that into your, obviously yourself and your energy field and into your home. So maybe, and I love this because some of my favorite herbs I'm drawn to be burning, obviously cleansing herbs around here, right? But protection, I love like purifying and protection herbs and bringing that into, you know, obviously my energy field and my space. And this could be prayers for protection. You ever go through something really rough in life or some rough energies, you're needing them a little bit extra, but it's not always like we're in crisis and scared and, you know, concerned about our actual safety. It can be that, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's like when you're weaving beautiful healing energies and magic in your energy field and in your house and things like that, it'll protect your home for, you know, years to come. So sometimes you might want to bring more protection magic into, yes, if you're in a crisis and need it, we know that, but also not needing it, just weaving that in. Like you can use prayers, you can do that. Like if you're ever saging your house or burning herbs, you can just say protection prayers and things like that. And it's going to really keep your house a lot better for the years to come and things like that. So we know that within ourselves, and this is something better understood in past times in these higher frequencies, that they understood that the prayers, the intention, the magic you're putting out there, the healing energies, these are actually changing your future path. You noticed with awakening, when you started to do the work, it started to change your life. And so from this place where we're at moving forward, putting good stuff out is going to actually change your entire life. You're walking your path, you know, years to come and things like that too. So this is just doing more protection. Like it could be ritual, anything like that. And this is easy as when you're doing prayers and things like that. We can do that with our loved ones. Don't think that your, I can say parents, your family members weren't doing that for you. And, you know, we can do that for obviously loved ones, but this is like for yourself, for your home, and kind of weaving that in there, making your house your temple. And, you know, it's your space to heal. It's your bubble. It's where you go from the outside world to keep yourself good, and bringing more like positive energy, protection around your home that will really, really make you feel better and help the years to come. Okay, so I see Sam. Isis, faith and wisdom. And this is one of my favorite goddesses to work with. I always say Mother Goddess, and I believe this is where we come from. We could say Syrians and things like that. And I really believe that about some of the creation stories that we see kind of reflected across cultures and stuff like that. Connecting with the goddess Isis will really, really help you for healing. We talked about protection, anything that you need in your life, and strengthening your spiritual connection. So this is faith and wisdom. She was a beautiful healer goddess that taught a lot about a lot of what we know modernly, well, medicine and stuff like that. Connecting with that aspect will really, really bring a lot of healing. And this is something that I think that we've kind of disconnected from in our past, that we're kind of reconnecting with. And it's up to you. If you feel guided, it's no different than working with like angels and archangels. If you feel guided to certain deities, gods, goddesses, you feel a pull there, this can give you great insight into your own soul, your past lives and things like that. I mean, it's like why some people could be from one culture and very drawn to another culture's things. You probably had past lives or past life connection. And when we get into the Egyptian culture, a lot of it's very galactic and things like that too. I feel that galactics actually came here to planet Earth and were teaching, I say humans loosely, teaching the humans, things like that. And we see entire cultures built around a lot of, I'll call them sky gods, sky deities, where we have a lot of evidence to suggest they came and were trying to teach people. And, whether that message was okay or maybe not getting the message, they definitely came here and were trying to teach us to help accelerate our consciousness and teach us certain things and stuff like that too. So I believe she was not only an angelic being, but a Syrian being that existed here on Earth and was also trying to teach humans and stuff like that too, and used to rule Egypt. And it was a beautiful time before the darkness. It was a beautiful time under Isis and Osiris. It flourished, and it was like a very, very amazing place, and it was in abundance, and it did amazing until the dark rulers kind of come in into our time and stuff like that. Reconnecting, if you feel guided to anyways, if that's something for you, this might be a goddess that's kind of getting your attention or pulling you past the veil, especially if you're some type of healer or trying to heal yourself or healing other people. This is an amazing goddess to be working with. This is also crown chakra energy, opening up your spiritual connection and working with your crown chakra. Okay, I'm going on that note, but I'm here if you guys need me. I'm always around on my website. Have a beautiful rest of your day.